Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the University of Calgary. The crowd is in full force for the Dinos, down at halftime by 11, trailing the Windsor Lancers 39-28. There's one team in this tournament from the Atlantic University Conference, and that would be the Acadia Axemen. They say good things come to those who wait. And for Acadia, it took a very long time, winning their first AUS championship in over 6 decades, and I caught up with the man who's behind it all.
If you go on the Atlantic University Sport website and check out AUS Women's Basketball Champions, the first winner you'll see was in 1951, the Acadia Axewomen. Their next title? 2012. That's right, 61 years. For much of the last decade, Acadia didn't scare too many of the other AUS powerhouses. So why the turnaround? Well, it's because of a man small in size, but huge in character. Head coach, Bev Greenlaw. 5-6 years ago, the team not even making the playoffs, and then slowly the record starts to get better. More wins than losses, and then all of a sudden, 2012, an AUS championship, first one in 1951. So you've been in the man at the helm in 4 years. How do you explain the turnaround?
Basically, we had to start from scratch, and that first year we actually began 0-9 and then finished 7-13, and we really started to turn the corner and won 7 of our last 11, and again made the playoffs. That was the first time they'd made the playoffs twice in a row for about 15 years, I think, at that point.
Greenlaw decided to start freshmen like now senior Stephanie Chapman and then sophomore Emma Dunker, but he also implemented an overall attitude change.
But essentially what we did that year, through the year, was begin to change the culture. The culture had not been used to winning games.
And when they did, getting better every year, all leading up to this season's AUS playoffs. And before they could even compete for the title, they had to get through the semis against the host St. Francis Xavier University X-Women. Greenlaw's message was simple.
But essentially, the thing I kept telling them was, hey guys, if you just kind of get calm and find yourselves, and we can get to be us, we're going to win this thing. But it was a very tough game. X played extremely well. It was a great game. People were coming up after saying it's the best basketball game they'd seen in years.
Then came the next test against 3-time consecutive league champs, the Cape Breton Capers.
We felt, however, that having gotten through the psychological challenge of the night before, I felt the kids would come out and play pretty loose. And that's what I told them. I said, you know what, you guys are going to play really well tomorrow.
After a game where both teams had their share of runs, eventually the Axewomen pulled away in the third quarter.
We opened the third quarter the way we'd opened the first quarter. And from there on, really, I think our kids honestly did outplay Cape Breton and deserved to win the game.
For his success, Greenlaw was awarded AUS Coach of the Year, but he unsurprisingly credits his players.
In terms of what has characterized this team, which is an extreme work ethic, dedication, discipline, all those words people use, these guys exemplify.
You've been here for 4 years, and it's been obviously a very magical journey. Talk about the experience, and what do you see for the future?
Oh, I don't see the future too well. I'm pretty much about now. That's why I have these assistants. Like, literally, they tell me, like, okay, Fred, where are we going next again?
Well, one thing's for sure, if things stay the same, there'll be more trips to the CIS championships. A wonderful piece to do with Bev Greenlaw, and we'll be back with Michel Bélanger and Dave Taylor. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the 2012 CIS National Women's Basketball Championships right here on Shaw TV, as well nationwide on NBA TV Canada. We'll get to the next game in a few moments, but first, we want to tell you a story about perseverance, overcoming adversity. All the cliches that you want to use actually apply in this case. When you think about the Windsor Lancers, you think about Jessica Clemenson, a National Player of the Year, and an incredible season that Windsor's had trying to go for a second straight national championship. But their heart lies in Laura Mullins, and I had a chance to catch up with her and talk to her about an incredible journey. If you're a competitive athlete on a championship caliber team, the absolute last place you want to be is watching here in the stands and not out on the court with your teammates. But that's exactly what Laura Mullins of Windsor had to endure for 2 years of her career because of nagging knee injuries. And while some athletes may let the anguish of adversity get in their way, Mullins certainly hasn't, with an incredible sense of perseverance and attitude.
Played my whole first year, did really well. I was named to the rookie rookie team. And then second year, I was doing well. January came.
That's when everything changed in her second year. Laura tore her ACL and her MCL while her team won their first OUA championship. She returned in the third year and battled through injury to help her team win their second conference title. Poised to return a season ago, she was sidelined again after re-injuring her knee, ACL, MCL, and the meniscus, and missed out on her team's national championship win.
Emotionally hard to watch from the sideline, but I went to all the practices. I made sure I was still a part of the team. The girls needed me. I need the girls, so it felt like I still won. I wasn't playing, but I still felt they still made me part of the team.
But the injuries didn't end. Mullins was diagnosed with a blood clot in the same knee in the offseason and was told she might miss another year. After getting placed on blood thinners, she was eventually cleared to play, and now that she's back, has a new perspective.
I don't take anything for granted anymore because you never know when your last game could possibly be. So practices, games, I'm just happy to be playing and just don't take anything for granted anymore.
Mullins will return next season and says hopefully her injury troubles are behind her. What's your relationship with your knee now?
I've learned to love it. I have a lot of confidence in it right now, so I think that's the most important thing. You can't be scared to play or else like bad things can happen. So I just learned to love it and just keep on playing.
And we welcome you back. Lucas Meyer along with you. I'll be joined by my panel in just a moment. This is the championship final that you're watching between UBC and Windsor. But a couple of days before the tournament, the best in the country got together in downtown Calgary for the CIS All-Canadians Gala. Coaches, trainers, officials, and of course players got together down in the city where the country's CIS rookie, All-Canadian first and second team and major award winners were announced. Taking Rookie of the Year was Vanessa Pickard of St. Francis Xavier University. She says she's honored and is already thinking about next season.
I thought I had a good start for a rookie year, and I'm just going to keep using it as motivation to keep going for the next year and just hopefully win an AUS championship.
After leading the Regina Cougars to an undefeated 20-0 conference record, Dave Taylor was named the Peter Ennis Coach of the Year. He credited his mentors as an assistant coach for 13 years, including 9 under the great Christine Stapleton.
Well, I was incredibly lucky. I was 9 years under Christine, and she actually played for Peter Ennis, and she's a former National Coach of the Year award winner. And then Jeff Speedy coached under Kathy Shields. So I think I drew stuff from a couple of the legends of the game.
And the big award of the night went to Hannah Sunley-Paisley of Ottawa. The fifth-year forward became the first GG to win the award and says it's been a long road.
When I began playing basketball, I was not very good. And even in my first year of university, again, not a phenomenal player. Tall, athletic, but that was it. And the coaching staff that I have now, apart from 2 coaches who came into my first year, everyone else came into my second year and really are the reason that I am the player I am now. My first season actually was 3-19, and this season was 19-3. So it's nice to come full circle and a thing like that.
The awards also celebrated the 50th anniversary of the CIS.